Namaste, namaste, and welcome to Friday Night Chair Yoga week. I don't know how many, 4 maybe, of the summer term. And today we're going to do a little movement towards sound. So making sound at the other end of our class. But to begin with tonight, we're going to allow ourselves to sit for a moment and center. So bring yourself into any comfortable seated position towards the front of your seat so that you are not leaning back into your chair. Feel the parts of the body that are supported by both the floor and the chair. Feel that foundation and then allow yourself to sit tall, to lift away from that foundation. Rest your hands where they're comfortable. Close your eyes if you feel that's a good thing to do. And just give yourself a moment to find your center. Find a way to slightly step away from the other things going on around you, in your life, in your environment. Step into this yoga space. Feel the worries of your day, the expectations on your shoulders just fall away. Allow yourself to feel just a little lighter, just a touch taller. Notice how your body feels. Perhaps there are some areas that are feeling fatigued after a long week or feeling a little tight or tense. Perhaps you're carrying some discomfort that you're aware of. By noticing these areas, we can take care of them throughout our class, not ask too much of those areas that feel tired. Do something nurturing for those areas that feel stiff or closed. Notice one part of your body that feels lighter, spacious, at ease. Turn your awareness to the breath that you're breathing right now. Notice the movement of the breath in the body. Notice that even when we're in stillness, the breath still moves. The breath is always moving. Observe if your breath makes any sound that you're aware of. There's no obligation to make sound. It's just a thing to note. And then gently deepen your breath by drawing your abdominal muscles inwards to gently engage across the navel, exhaling fully, and then breathing deeply into the sides of the body, the chest, the back. Breathing out long, slow, deep, and completely, engaging across your navel. Breathing into your rib cage, your collarbones, your shoulder blades. Breathing out slowly, deeply, a full exhalation. Allow your breath to move in this rhythm, gathering prana and energy for our practice ahead. And engaging that bridge between the body and the breath. Engaging our awareness there. At the end of your next exhalation, you can draw your chin gently towards your chest, just feeling that sense of length after holding the head upright. Sometimes it's more so. And then if you want to, you can roll your right ear to your right shoulder, chin to chest. And then left ear to left shoulder. Go as slowly as feels comfortable for your neck. If you prefer to do head turning, then that is fine. Do it from upright though. As we go from side to side, become aware of the connection between the movement that you're making and all of the parts of the body that enable that movement, that support it, and all of the parts of the body that respond to the movement, that react to it. If you want to do full circles, taking a few circles in each direction, remember, there's no obligation to circle your neck, particularly if it doesn't suit you. Taking care not to go too far back behind the body. Changing direction if you haven't already done so. And the next time your chin comes to your chest, simply allowing your head to come upright. So you're back in the center and we're all good. We're all centered, we're feeling good for our practice, and we're going to stand up to do the rest of our lingering. So taking your chair just to one side, taking the feet nice and wide apart, creating the width of a base that works for you. Perhaps it needs to be more narrow than mine, that's okay. A little softness in the knees, and we're gently going to twist from side to side. And as you twist, allow a gentle engagement across the belly muscles, the pelvic floor perhaps. Find the buttocks perhaps working as well, and the legs responding to the movement, but allowing your shoulders, your arms, your hands and fingers all to relax. Your head simply follows your movement. And when you're ready, if you'd like to, you can pivot on your toes. Continue to allow the body, the arms, to wrap the body, tapping wherever they finish. And if you'd like to add a little soft bounce of the knees, a little bend of the knees in your center. But remember, that's just an option. If it doesn't suit your knees or your back or your hips, then you don't have to do it. See if you can become aware of that engagement through the navel and the buttocks again, just to make sure we don't lose that as we focus our awareness in other places as well. And if you want to, you can touch the opposite shoulder in front of you and opposite hip behind. Just a few more. And then when you're ready, you can let your bounce go, simply pivot. Bring your feet to stillness and then allow the body to lose its momentum a little at a time until you're back to the center. I'm just going to move myself because I've got slightly off center there. And then from here, in our stillness in the rest of the body, we're just going to move the shoulders. So allowing the arms still to be heavy and loose and relaxed, but just rolling the shoulders. If you've got shoulders that operate differently, you've got one perhaps that has more movement than the other, then you can do the shoulders separately if you prefer. One more in this direction, and then we're going to go the opposite way as well. And just see if you can become aware again of the connections, the things that support your body to be able to do the movement, and the reactions of other parts of the body as you move. Lovely stuff. We're going to rest the arms down by the sides, rest the shoulders fingertips onto the shoulders, there we are, or in that general direction. So you can rest the hands on the chest or just move your hands towards you so your elbows are bent, they don't have to reach anywhere. And then again, just making small circles to begin with. So it might be that you want to keep your circles nice and small, particularly if you've got any past shoulder injuries or twinges. We want to keep nurturing the body. We want it to keep moving, but we don't want to create tension by asking too much of the body. But if you want to, you can increase your circles gradually until you feel like you're really moving the whole rib cage. And allow your head to move as well. Just finding a way to coordinate with the movement of your shoulders and your chest and your back and your spine. And then we'll go the opposite way. So starting small, just gentle. And it's more gentle for our shoulder joints to move with the arms bent like this because it's less of a load on the joint itself. So remember that if we swap to a different exercise, you might prefer to do this one again. When you're ready, you can begin to build up your movements, perhaps a little bit more, perhaps using the movement of the head or the neck in conjunction with the spine. And perhaps you feel your breath automatically moves with your movement, breathing in as you open your chest and breathing out as you close the chest down. And then very gently relaxing the arms down to the side and just allowing the shoulders a little shrugging and a little swinging of the arms backwards and forwards, just to release any tension we might have created. Nice. Excellent stuff. And then we'll bring our arms back to steadiness. We're going to do a little bit of pelvic tilting. Woo, how exciting. So I will turn sideways for this, but the feet are basically the same. Some people prefer to have their toes slightly turned out. It frees their hips a little bit more. So it's worth having a go with your toes pointing forwards and slightly out to find a situation that suits best the movement of your hips and your knees. Hands onto the hips, a little softness in the knees because that allows us to move a little bit more. We're going to use our belly muscles to make the movement. So we're going to draw the belly muscles inwards and upwards to tip the pelvis forward. And then we're going to keep that lift of the belly muscles, but tip the pelvis backwards. So we want to feel a little stretch in the front of the body as we do that, perhaps. So rolling backwards and forwards. A little firmness in the belly, buttocks, as well, particularly as we come forwards, the buttocks can be very engaged. And as we move backwards, that holding on with the belly muscles helps us not to do too much, not to be too bendy in the back. So we're just wriggling forwards and backwards. And the rest of the body is pretty steady and stable. We don't need to move very much with it. We'll do a little bit more movement with it shortly. And then we're going to allow our legs and our muscles of the torso, of the lower abdomen here, a little bit of a rest by coming to center, just stretching the legs. Give the legs a little shake out. You don't have to leave the floor to do that. You can just wiggle them a little bit. But if you want to, you can shake them out. And we'll do some things for the upper back, or more for the upper back, shall we say. So we're going to bring the palms of the hands together in front, reach the fingertips away and just drop the chin towards the chest. Scoop your belly in here because it helps to further round through the upper back. And then as you breathe in, draw your elbows back and open, turning the palms open, lifting the head maybe, if that suits you. Exhaling, drawing the palms together, chin to chest, maybe a little tuck under with the pelvis, a little drawing in with the belly muscles. Inhaling, opening your chest, looking up, maybe a little tuck out with the pelvis as well. Exhaling, reaching the fingertips away from you, rounding through the upper back. Inhaling, opening the chest, turning the palms upwards. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. And inhaling. Let's finish there and just turn the palms down, bring the head back to a neutral spot, lower the arms to the sides, and do a little bit of shoulder wriggling. So when we do shoulder wriggling, we're still using these muscles down the sides of the body and across the torso. We can go shoulder wriggling in both directions. And just feel the sides of the body activating. If you want to, you can sort of rest your hands there to feel that going on. If you don't feel it inside, if that makes sense. Okay, so we did our pelvic tucking in, tucking out, and we're just going to do a little bit of rolling through the hips as well. So a little softness in the knees, hands onto the hips, and we're just making hip circles. And to begin with, we're going to keep the body nice and steady and stable in the other places as well. So here again, we're using the belly muscles, drawing the navel gently inwards and upwards. We don't want to over grip. And you'll feel your buttocks firing one and then the other as we go around in our hula hooping circles. I make the mat yogi, do this in their bridge pose. So it's really quite good for them to do that. We'll go the opposite way as well. So we're keeping the torso pretty still, just moving these little bits at the bottom. We call them our salsa hips. Salsa hips. I don't know actually if they are called salsa hips, but it feels like they ought to be called salsa hips. We'll go a couple more times around in this direction, and then we're going to allow a little bit more movement in the spine for all of our movements. So coming back to center, stretching the legs a little, giving it a little shake with arms and legs. So we've warmed up the core, the center, and that's lovely, but we want to maybe move a little bit more dynamically to bring in some of the, it's like muscle recruitment. That's what we're after. Ignore me. So a little softness in the knees, and we'll do one arm at a time, and we're going to move through the whole torso if you can. So a little softness in the elbow to make these bigger movements with the arm. But as I said earlier, if you want to, you can leave your fingertips towards your shoulder if you prefer to support the shoulder joint a bit more. And then as you move, perhaps you can allow the rest of your body to respond. If you need support from your chair or a hand on a hip, that's okay. But just allowing the torso to move, the head to move, whatever feels like it wants to get involved. We'll do one more in this direction, and then we'll go the opposite way as well. And if you, occasionally when I'm doing this and I'm looking all over the place, I get a little bit dizzy. So if you need to, you can keep your eyes on one spot, but allow your body to move. And allowing those muscles of the belly and the buttocks to do your supporting as well. One more to release that arm down. Feel the difference between the two sides. Perhaps you have a sensation of awakenedness in the torso as well. Fingers crossed. We'll do the other side. So a soft elbow, soft knees, and beginning with smaller circles, perhaps building up. But as soon as you feel ready to, you can allow the rest of your body to move as you move. Feel where you're centered, where you're stabilized, and feel where you respond. Just allowing your head or your neck to be free to move in conjunction with your body. One more in this direction, and then when you're ready, you can reverse. And take time to do that. You don't need to sort of abruptly stop and go the other way. Lovely job. Little firmness in the center, firmness in the buttocks. We've been working a lot with these sort of more fluid movements because that's how we move through life. When you're ready, you can relax that arm down. Take a moment, just notice how the shoulders feel, if they need a wriggle, if the wrists need a shake out, or if you need to give them a little roll, which can be quite nice at the end of that. I get a little bit of sensation of blood pooling in my hands when I do a lot of shoulder work because the shoulder muscles sort of are activated. So a little wrist rolling can help there. And then to finish off before we go into our sun salutations, we're going to do our hip circling again, but instead of doing nice small circling of just the hips, we're going to use the whole body. So a little softness in the knees, firmness in the belly, and then when you're ready, you can move your body as much as feels comfortable to you. So if you prefer doing the other kind of hip circles, that's absolutely okay. If that suits you better, go for it. But if you want to do a little bit more moving, then just allowing your body to get involved. We'll do one more in this direction, and then we'll go the opposite way as well. And particularly focusing on the buttocks firing as the hips come forward. A little softness in the knees to keep that movement as available as possible. We'll do one more in this direction. Excellent work, I can see on the screen. And then when you're ready, coming back to standing, we're going to bring our feet a little bit closer towards each other because we've stood with the legs nice and far apart. Just turn the palms of the hands forward, draw the shoulder blades back towards each other, lengthen through the crown of the head. See if you can wriggle your toes on the floor, and then spread them out and pop them down. And here in Tadasana, mountain pose, just taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Awesome. Okay, righty-ho. So our sun salutations, they're not a sort of authentic sun salutation. I am just making this up as I go along. However, we're adapting the sorts of movements we find in a standing sun salutation so that we can do them with a chair as well. So I'm going to turn absolutely sideways on, and a sun salutation is done first with the right leg and then with the left leg. I know that I will demonstrate with my own right here, which is usually what you see on the left-hand side of your screen. But it's just so that front leg, so the first leg that you see moving is this one close to the screen. You do your right one first. So the first thing we're going to do is, facing our chairs, is find that Tadasana alignment again, that mountain pose. So as you look down at your feet, make sure your feet are around about hip width apart. They can be slightly wider if you'd like, but narrower than that is not useful for this practice. Spreading out the toes, firming the buttocks, lifting the knees up, firming through the belly muscles, turning the palms of the hands forward so the shoulders come slightly back and lengthening through the crown of the head. We hold Tadasana for a breath in and a breath out. And then from here, we're going to reach the hands forward, breathing in, looking up, firm in the belly and the buttocks. And then as we breathe out, we bring the hands down to the center of the chest. So very simple. If you want to take your arms further up to give yourself a bit more of a back bend, you can. That's no problem. So that's our first movement. Let's practice that bit again. So we're going to take the hands down, turn the palms forward. We're standing with our great legs. We're lifting slightly the center of the foot, but pressing down in the big toes, little toes, outside edge and heels. We take a breath in And a breath out. And then firm in the belly and the buttocks. We breathe in, reach the arms forward, perhaps looking slightly up, and breathe out, bring the palms together at the center of the chest. Very good. Our next bit requires our chair. So we're going to take our hands to the chair and step the right foot back. You can slide it on your on the floor. You don't need to take it up. So that you've got weight into both feet, but the right foot is back. The toes will probably point ever so slightly out to the side. So that's our inhalation. And then we exhale, bending the front knee and pressing the weight into the back heel at the same time. And then here, for those who would like to add it, you can bend the back knee and just take the knees down ever so slightly and then press up again, okay? But that's only if you want to, okay? So we're going to come back to the beginning and do that again. So step your right foot forwards, turn the palms forwards, take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Breathe in, reach the arms forward and up. Breathe out, bring the hands to the center of the chest. Breathe in, place the hands down and step your right foot back. Breathe out, bend your front knee, press into your right heel, the back heel. If you want to, you can breathe in, come up onto the toe of the back heel, bend the knees as you breathe out, and we'll come back to center and firm the foot down again. Okay, so here in our center, we're actually going to step back with the left foot as well. So we're going to bring the left foot back to the right foot and then come into our downward facing dog. Now your alternative for anyone who would prefer is to step forward with the right foot and then come back with your both feet. So if you need to make that shuffle, you can. And here in our downward facing dog, we're going to keep the knees nice and soft, and we do any variations that feel good. So you can wiggle your hips from side to side. You can bend one knee and straighten the other leg and do a little bit of twisting. You can simply hold, but press down with your hands and lengthen your tailbone so you get as long in your spine as you can. Let's take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then we're going to bend the knees slightly deeper to look forward and step the right foot forward. So we've got the legs the opposite way around now. For those who want to, you can breathe in here, breathe out, bend the front knee. Not for those who want to, everyone's going to do that. For those who want to, you can come up onto the ball of the back foot and then bend both knees, little sort of tucked squat, and then lengthening the legs, we're going to step the left foot forward. So we come into our Tadasana alignment and we finish by breathing in, reaching up, and breathing out, hands coming to the center of the chest. So that's a complete round using the right leg first, and then we do the same thing with the left leg first. So we'll practice coming into Tadasana, mountain pose, feet hip width apart, palms facing forwards, shoulder blades working together, feeling the lift from the center of the foot to the crown of the head, a little lift in the buttocks and the belly muscles. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Breathe in, reach the arms forward and up. Breathing out, bringing the hands down to the center of the chest. Take the hands to the top of the chair and breathe in as you step the left foot back. Breathe out as you bend the right knee, pressing into the left heel. Breathe in as you come up onto the ball of the left foot if you want to do this variation. Breathing out, bending both knees. Breathing in, back to having long legs. We're going to step that left foot forward because we did it twice on the other side. And then here we're going to breathe in, take the arms up. And breathe out, bring the hands to the center of the chest. Let's step back again. So hands onto the chair, breathe in as you step back with the left foot. Breathing out as you bend the front knee. Firm belly and buttocks. Breathe in as you come up onto the ball of the back foot if you want to. Breathing out, bend both knees. Breathing in, lengthen your back leg again. And breathe out as you step the right foot back and come into your downward facing dog variation. Here, the most important thing is to press the hands down. Don't let them be lazy and inactive. And then keeping the knees soft, do whatever you like. Wiggle your hips or lengthen one leg and the other, turning the head from side to side as you wiggle through the shoulders as well. Whatever you're doing, if you want to, keep moving, keep moving. If you want to have a breath in stillness, coming back to center for a deep breath in, lifting the belly, deep breath out. And then we're looking forward and breathing in as we step the right foot forward this time. No, that's wrong. Step the left foot forward this time. Ignore me, ignore me. So if you're doing the variation where you come up onto the ball of your foot, you can do that one first. It kind of makes sense to do that. And then firm the right heel to the floor and press into the front knee. So you bend the front knee as well. This is what happens when you think you're going to do something and then it turns out differently in practice. From here, we're going to step both feet forward to the front. Reach the palms forward as you breathe in. Breathing out the hands to Namaste. And then gently releasing the arms, turning the palms forward. Coming back to Tadasana. Do you have it in you to do it one more time over? I hope so. Let's do it again. Okay, so turning the palms forward. We'll just take a deep breath in and out here as we firm the belly and the buttocks. Then breathing in, reaching the arms forward and opening your chest. Breathing out, hands to the center of the chest. Hands onto the chair. Breathe in as you step the right foot back. Breathing out as you bend your front knee. Breathe in if you want to come up onto the ball of the right foot. Breathing out as you bend both knees. Breathe in, back to the center, and then breathe out as you step the left foot back to the right. Square your feet, come into downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. We'll do one more. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Look towards the chair. As you breathe in, step forward with the right foot. As you breathe out, if you want to, on the ball of the left foot, taking a little squat. Breathing in, back to long legs. Breathing out, bend your right knee, press into your left heel. From here, breathing in as you step both feet forward. Breathing out, just relaxing the arms away from the chair so you can breathe in, reaching the arms out and up. Breathing out, bringing the hands back to the center of the chest. Breathing in, release the arms, turn the palms forward, firm belly and buttocks as you breathe out. Other side, breathing in, reaching forward and up. Breathing out, hands again down to the center of the chest. Hands onto the chair. Breathe in as you step the left foot back. Breathe out as you bend your front knee. Press into the left heel at the same time. Breathe in onto the ball of the left foot. Breathe out, bend both knees if you want to. And then breathing in, legs along again. We're going to breathe out as we step the right foot back and come into downward facing dog. We're going to hold for 2 deep breaths. Do any variation, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Look towards the chair. As you breathe in, step the left foot forward. You can come onto the ball of the right foot. As you breathe out, bend both knees. You don't have to do that variation. Breathing in, lengthen your right leg, and breathe out, bend your left knee. Press the 2 feet apart. From here, breathing in, step your right foot to the front, breathing out as you relax your hands down from the chair so that you can breathe in, reach the arms forward and up, and breathe out, bring the hands to the center of the chest. Breathe in, release the arms. Breathing out, turn the palms forward. And you've finished your 2 sun salutations, which I think is probably a good starting point for our practice. And we will come back to doing it again and see if we can add perhaps a few little extras to it as well. Who knows? Who knows? Okay, so when you're ready, you can bring yourself to sitting on your seat. If you need to give yourself a little bit of a wiggle first, you can of course do that. But coming to sitting on your seat, and we'll do a little bit of side bending and twisting. So the sun salutation is fantastic as a way to limber the spine. It moves it backwards and forwards. It helps to create a little bit of more dynamic movement so that we coordinate breath and movement together, but it is a little bit more demanding than some of the things that we do otherwise in class. But it's quite linear, it's quite left and right, but in this sort of split or parallel way. And it doesn't really side bend or twist at all. So let's do a little bit of that. We're going to start with a twist with the knees towards each other and the feet towards each other. Lift through the center of the belly. We'll take the left hand to the right knee and the right hand behind us. Roll the shoulder blades towards each other and just begin to turn to the right, but don't force, don't encourage beyond where the body naturally gets to. So allow your torso to be where it is and just see if your head will turn a little further to the right. Wherever you get to, soften your shoulders down. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Return your head to center, free your arms and just unwind your spine, turning a little to the opposite side and back to the center again. Brilliant stuff. Let's do the other side. So from here in the center, taking the right hand to the left thigh, the left hand behind us, just rolling the shoulder blades towards each other, feeling that lift, twisting to the left, but not forcing, not encouraging beyond where the body naturally goes. And then if you want to, you can look a little further with your neck, but you don't have to. Turning your head to the left for a deep breath in. Softening the shoulders down, a deep breath out. Let's do one more. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. To unwind, turn the head to the front first. Release the hands, unwind the spine a little to the opposite side. And back to the center. Brilliant stuff. Okay, so now we've sort of spent a little time in a twist. We're going to open the knees further apart and turn the toes out a little bit. You might want to sit just a touch further onto your seat. Up to you though. And we're going to take our arms into cactus arms. So we're bent at the elbows and we're drawing the shoulder blades towards each other to keep this sense of openness across our chests. And if you can feel that it's here in the center, maybe a little bit across where the chest joins into the top of the arm as well. Firm in the belly, create that sense of lift through the center of the body, and then just gently twisting to the right. You won't go as far as you did before, and back to center. And then twisting to the left and back to center. So a really gentle twist and return. A gentle twist to the left and return. We'll do one more to each side. Return. Gentle twist and return. And then we're just gently going to allow the arms to rest down because it's actually quite tough for that space between the shoulders. We're going to take a forward bend here, so sliding your hands down your legs and just allowing your body to drape between your legs if it feels comfortable to do that. So it might not feel like it wants to go all of the way, in which case you can leave your arms further up your legs and simply prop yourself up as you fold forward. But if you're further down and you feel comfortable doing it, you might turn your head from side to side, just a little gentle twist through the neck. To come back up again, bring your head to center, firm your belly, press your feet down into the mat, into the floor, and roll up to sitting again. Take a moment as you come into sitting. Perhaps you just need a moment for the blood to get back to where it's supposed to be. And then breathe in, reach the arms out and up, looking up. Breathing out, bring the hands down to the center of the chest. Let's do one more of those cleansing breaths. Breathing in and breathing out. Very good. So we're going to bring the knees a little closer towards each other, maybe not all of the way, and just taking the arms down by the sides, doing a very gentle bend from one side to the other. I'm running my fingers down the legs of the chair. If you have legs by your chair to do that with, you can. Otherwise, just allow them to flap around in the air a little bit from side to side. Then the next time we go to the left, you can put your left hand onto your hip and reach your right arm over. Just a little bit more movement, and let's swap sides here as well. Little firmness in the belly, touch of action between the shoulder blades, maybe a touch of action into the feet as well as we go from side to side. Lovely job. Going to do just one more to each side before we change our position. Very good. Finishing on the right, coming back to the center, and if you need to, just relaxing the arms to roll the shoulders a little, front and back, or dancing shoulders as you choose. Then we're going to take the knees out, feet wide again, and we're going to do a little side bending, but with some support from our thighs. So if you take your left forearm or hand, if you prefer, to your left thigh, we're going to reach the right arm up and over, but look to the right. So use a little twist and side bend here, and then come back to center, firm in the belly. Taking the right forearm to the right leg, lifting the left arm up and over, looking to the left. And then just using the momentum of the arm to bring you back up to center. This time, when we go to the left, we're going to draw a big circle with the right arm. And as we do that, maybe we draw two, we feel the twisting in the torso. Lovely job. Coming back up to the center, just two nice slow circles. And we'll go to the opposite side. We're going to draw a nice big circle with the left arm. And as we draw that circle with our arms soft in the elbow, or just using the shoulder itself, you can feel the twist in the torso. Coming back to the center. This time, as we go to the left, we're going to reach the right arm up and then press the left forearm into the left thigh and open the right shoulder backwards and then roll forwards. So we're slightly side bend, we're slightly twisting, and we're just rolling our chests up and down. Little firmness in the belly, one more. And then we'll use that right arm going up to bring ourselves back to center, a little firmness in the belly, over to the opposite side. We're reaching the left arm up, pressing into the right thigh with the right forearm to roll the chest forwards and backwards. Little firmness in the belly. And it's really the left shoulder or the left side of the body that's moving, accessing some of those parts that we worked with earlier. The next time you come to center, reaching the left arm up, so you come up, gathering yourself in the middle. We're going to draw the knees towards each other. and fold forward over our legs, but with them closer together. So allow your hands to run down your legs as you fold over. And this is a bit more like a seated child's pose. So the torso rests on top of the thighs. You can drape your arms towards the floor, allow your chin to come towards your chest, just a touch, wherever it goes to naturally without any help. And take a couple of deep breaths here. To come up, firm your belly muscles, press your feet down into the floor, take your hands to your knees and just help the body back to upright. You can uncurl, you can hinge from the hips, whatever feels good to you. And when you come upright, as long as you don't feel dizzy, breathe in, reach the arms out and up. Breathing out, palms down to the center of the chest. One more like that, breathing in. And breathing out. Fabulous. So we are ready for relaxation. This has taken slightly longer than I expected, so we're going to combine relaxation with our humming or buzzing or omming breaths. So if you want to gather a warm clothing, it did look as if it was going to rain earlier, but now it's bright sunshine here. But if you want to get yourself a little bit cozy, just because that's what we need to do for relaxation as our body cools down. And you can sit yourself towards the back of your chair, but allow that sense of lift to be still in your spine. And we're going to take ourselves through the three parts of Om, the R, the U, and the whilst we do some breathing. So the whole time we'll be relaxing, and then we'll have some silence at the end as well. If you want to do this part of your practice with your eyes shut, then that is perfect. And if you prefer not to, then that's perfect for you. Okay, so we're going to rest the hands onto the deeper belly, the parts that we've been really, so when we draw our navels inwards and upwards, that's the part of the belly we're resting our hands on. Those muscles that have engaged now can completely relax, or at least as much as they can. And we're just going to close the eyes or gaze gently downward. Take a couple of breaths here, feeling the belly move in and out as we inhale and exhale. In a moment, we're going to start making an R sound as we exhale. The idea is to open your mouth as wide as you feel comfortable doing so, and to allow the R to last for your whole exhalation. So just join in when you're ready, and if you're attacked by a fit of the giggles, that's okay too. Take your time. Use your own rhythm of breath. Go quicker if you need to. Just one more. Take a moment to allow your breath to fall back into quietness and notice the effects of your practice. We're going to move our hands and rest them on the center of our chest for the oo sound. Join in whenever you're ready. Last one. Take a moment to allow your breath to fall back into quietness and notice the effects of your practice. You might notice that the oo is shorter than the ah. It is for me anyway. Or you might notice something else about the difference between the two. For our final sound of the mouth is closed and the teeth fall apart. The hands can rest wherever is comfortable. Join in when you're ready. Remember, there's no tune, you just make your own sound. One more. Allow your breath to fall into quietness again. Notice the effect of your practice. Now we're going to put the sound together. If you find it helpful, you can rest your right hand on your belly, your left hand on the center of your chest to allow you to move through the three parts of the sound. We make these three sounds in the same breath, in the same out breath. The ah is short, the oo is slightly longer, and the finishes the sound. I will demonstrate. Join in whenever you're ready. Find your own rhythm. Three more. Last one. Allow your breath to find quietness. your arms to rest down if they've been on your body. Eyes gently closed, and simply allow the vibration of your practice to move through your whole body, softening a little deeper with every exhalation. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Bring your awareness back to your hands and your feet by moving your fingers and toes. And when you're ready, you can roll your wrists and your ankles. In your own time, take a deep breath in and stretch the body in any way that feels good, maybe stretching the face in a yawn. In your own time, you can rest your hands on the center of your chest and just take a moment to feel how your body feels now, to notice if any of those spaces that were feeling a little bit closed are feeling a bit more open. Notice if your breath is moving differently, perhaps slower and deeper. Notice if you have managed to let go of a little bit of tension across your face, your shoulders. When you're ready, smiling gently and opening your eyes. Thank you for joining me in this practice. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you again. Namaste.